Today we're gonna go on excursion with my husband's sister and her family. The thing is that my husband had a birthday a week ago, and this is her birthday present. Yeah, so we're gonna go and have a little excursion here at the local park. They have a really beautiful church over here, and also the residence of some, aristocratic families. They used to live here in the 18th century and 19th century. So everyone, right now we are at the entrance to this estate, which is actually called Uzkoe. And we're still waiting for the guide to come and start our excursion, so I still have a few minutes to show you around. Let me show you this beautiful church that they have here. By the way, it was built by the first owner of this estate, by Tikhon Streshnev, and it's called the Church of Kazan's Icon of Godmother. It has this icon above the entrance. It's fresco. Right now it's covered by a glass shield to prevent it from decaying, from water and rain and snow and things like that. And people say that it does miracles. So actually people come here to ask for something and their prayers are answered. So this is a pretty special place. But I have to say that after revolution, this church was closed down. Its pastor was sent to prison. Its tops were broken down, and for many years after that, this building was used for storing books. Actually, it was pretty lucky for this building that it was used for storing books, because it was kept in a more or less good condition. And then in 1990s, it was given back to the church and it was reopened, like it started functioning again as a church. The tops were rebuilt and it's working as a church right now as well. Well, I'm not gonna go in because actually I had a little peek inside and I saw that they're baptizing a child today, so I don't want to spoil this special occasion for people. So guys, we just entered the territory of this estate. Our temperature was checked and we were warned that outside we can walk without masks, but when we will enter the building, we will have to put them on. We actually plan to spend about 1 hour walking in the park and looking at the manor from the outside, and then we will spend another hour inside the manor, and we even have a lunch planned. Yes, I wonder if it's going to be good or not. So the history of this place starts in the middle of 17th century. Back then, its first owners were Streshnev family, and they were actually the ones who built the church here that we saw previously. Throughout the history, this estate changed its owners a couple of times, but each time it was owned by well-known aristocratic families of their time. Why did it change its owners? Well, because it happened very often that the owners suddenly died, sometimes not leaving a male heir. So this place was inherited by female members of the families that got married later on, so the owner family name changed from time to time. So in 18th, in 19th century, this place was really flourishing. It was an estate owned by rich families. So they had a big manor here for the family of owners. They had smaller buildings for servants. They had 2 lakes here on the territory of this real estate. The church was also considered to be on their land as well. So they had a lot of flowers here, a lot of rose bushes. They even had a winter garden within the manor. So this place was a really nice one. Unfortunately, everything ended, all this harmony ended with October Revolution of 1917. The last owner of this place before revolution was Vladimir Trubetskoy. And after revolution, this property was taken away from him, and he and his daughter Varvara, they were executed by the new Soviet regime. Luckily, they're like the other members of the family managed to emigrate to Europe, so they managed to escape this terrible fate. So, starting from Soviet times, this manor was used as a health resort for the members of the Russian Academy of Science. It's an interesting fact, but our today's guides, a married couple, are actually descendants of the last owners of this place. And they consider it to be the goal of their life to talk about this place, about its history, to restore it to its former glory, well, at least to take care of it as much as possible. And of course, as we walk around the place right now, as we walk around the manor right now, we can definitely see that the outside of the building looks very shaky. It needs a lot of restoration works, it needs a lot of mending and painting and things like that. But right now they have problems raising funds for doing that. As well as I can understand, Moscow authorities should be the ones responsible for raising funds to restore this place, to take care of this place, because definitely this is our cultural and historical heritage. Oh, and the reason why we have so many kids today with us is because my husband's niece is here today with her class. So she's having an excursion here with her classmates, and actually, we are the ones who joined them in this. The trees that grow around here are approximately 300 years old, and there's a legend saying that if you hug a tree and make a wish, it will come true. Yes, and all the kids started hugging the trees, making wishes, and even some adults do the same. Yeah, it's a bit silly, but people like doing things like that. Especially Russian people. I think Russians are very superstitious. They believe in things like that. Even if they don't believe in things like that, they still do them, just in case. Just in case it works. And that little strange house that I'm trying to get closer to is actually a 19th century fridge. It was used for storing food. There is a very spooky legend about this place. The first owner of this place, Tikhon Trubetskoy, caught his wife red-handed with a lover here, and he ordered to get them locked in the basement. And sometime later, when people came from outside to solve this case, they found two dead bodies chained in the basement. So, starting from that time, people say that his wife became a ghost and that she's sometimes seen in some parts of this park and in some parts of the manor. Our guide told us many times that this is only a legend, that we shouldn't pay attention to this. There's nothing scary about this. But frankly speaking, when I came back home and I reread the history of this place, I had shivers going down my spine because there are very suspicious things happening with male owners of this place. I noticed that many owners died sudden death, which is very suspicious, really, frankly speaking. Moreover, in 1890s, if I'm not mistaken, the owner of this place called his friend to come here and stay here with them, and it was a person who was very famous at his time. He was a famous philosopher and theist and also a poet. He came here and he suddenly got ill and died very suddenly. So all of these taken together sounds pretty spooky, frankly speaking. So I would like to stay here if I would be a male. Definitely not. And if you walk around this place and at this weather, at this time of the year, it looks very spooky. Like, I do feel that there is a spirit, a ghost waiting for me somewhere there in dark corners of this park.
Давай, слезай.
One of the workers of this park has a hobby. He gathers logs and then he makes things out of them, like this wooden throne, benches, like this fairy house over here. And they've placed his stuff all around the place, so when you're on excursion here, you can see his things as well.
Все, Гош, Леш, давайте. Илюшич, Илюш, поворачивайся. О.
Now we're walking towards the lakes. It's nice here at this time of the year, but I think in summertime it must be really beautiful here. Actually, the reason why it's so interesting for my husband and for his sister to go on such excursions is because they spent their childhood here in this park. They were coming here for summer to spend some time near the lakes, and they were coming here in wintertime skiing, and they can still remember this place, this building, but they were not allowed to come closer to it because it was used, as I said previously, a center for healthcare, you know, for resort, for the Academy of Science. So it's very interesting for them to finally see what's inside. Now, as you can see from my red face, I'm a bit cold, and I actually can't wait to get inside and see what else did they have prepared for us there.
Потому что вот зима, и так это,
Понятно.
идешь на лыжах, продавливая нос.
Ну да.
И вот на эти, на ступеньки забирались. Не помню, на лыжах или без, не помню.
There's a place at the entrance where you can leave your coats. Actually, it looks very nice inside. It's warm, it's cozy, everything is clean, and they do have a lot of things that are still here from old times. Like the paintings here, the furniture. The piano here witnessed a few generations of the owners of this house. And the chandeliers, though they are made into electric ones right now, but they are still from the old times. And yes, nowadays they have all the facilities here, like electricity, water, sewage system, but a lot of things were left here untouched. And this is the painting of the lady that turned into a ghost, that was murdered here by her husband. You know, it's so warm and cozy in here, inside. And after an hour of walking outside and feeling cold, I feel so sleepy right now. I just sat down and I want to close my eyes and have a nap. Our guides told us more information about this place, showed us old photos, old pictures, and I was surprised to find out that this place was used for shooting 2 Russian comedies. You know, it's absolutely mind-blowing. It's like being an American and knowing that a movie with Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly was taken in your neighborhood. So for me, it was a big surprise. I think we're gonna come back home and rewatch those movies today. So the first movie is called This Crazy Day, and the second one is called Gentleman of Luck. Actually, the second one is very popular in Russia. Later, all of us moved to the dining room to have our lunch, and here I had another surprise. You know, usually when I go on excursions and I have lunch included, it is terrible. But this time, wow, it was a real classical, typical Soviet type of lunch. I'm not afraid of using these words because that was exactly what it looked like. And it tasted great. So we had a pea soup for the first dish, then we had some mashed potatoes with a chicken schnitzel. Actually, they had a fish dish as well, but we chose chicken. And all of this went together with a light cabbage salad and with a wonderful fluffy bun that you could drink either with tea or with a cup of drink that we make from dried apples and apricots, which is called kompot. So that's just a classical Soviet meal. And the ladies here were so sweet and kind. The ladies that brought food to us and took the plates away. And the whole atmosphere, the paintings on the walls and chandeliers. So I had a really great time during the lunch. The dining room itself looks like a part of museum. They have a set of old plates here and a big samovar standing over here. Samovar is something that you use to heat up water with for the tea. Yeah, the furniture here is beautiful and old.
А потом мы запустим в обратное видео, да? Будешь так алиповато поднимая ноги, будет задний ход.
So we are already going back. We had a nice time. We had a wonderful lunch right now. I feel actually that I even ate more than I should have ate. And now we're gonna go see my mother-in-law because she's waiting for us at her place, and it is actually pretty close to this place where we are in right now.
Okay, see you.
See you, bye bye.
Now guys, I wouldn't be myself if this would be the end of my video, because I saw something else interesting that I also wanted to show you on my way back. Yeah, I said to myself, I definitely have to show you this. This street, actually the whole street here, has houses that were built in the beginning of 20th century, and the amazing fact that people still live in those houses. You won't be able to find such houses anywhere else in Moscow because they were broken down a long time ago and big apartment buildings were built instead of them. So this is a rare opportunity for you to see how Moscow looked like, back then. Actually, I can say that if you will keep on watching my channel, you will definitely see some of the places in Moscow that you will never see if you visit Moscow, because such places are not for tourists. Tourists don't know about such places. So, hope you enjoyed watching me today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Love you, and see you later. Bye bye.